So I've been researching e-bikes for almost a year now, and the biggest reason that I wanted one was so that I could have something that a drone could track. All of my peers, all the other YouTubers out there that do drones, they're running around on one wheels or scooters and power skateboards, and they're having the drone active track them. Meanwhile, here's me just walking down the street or the road having the drone track me, and it's really boring. Sometimes I try to use my ATV, but drones can't track ATVs very well. Now I'm getting a little bit too old for those other things. I know I would crack my skull on a one wheel, so an e-bike was the logical choice. And after some extensive research, I found a couple that I really liked, and I reached out to those companies, and Himiway was the first that responded to me, and I'm so glad that they did because it's the one that I really wanted. The Himiway Escape is a 750 watt moped style electric bicycle, and I wanted to check it out for 3 reasons. Number 1, the advertised comfortable ride, and from the reviews that I saw other people do, the off-road capabilities, and then the battery life. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything that I like about this bike after riding it for almost a month, and I'm gonna tell you everything that I don't like. And hopefully when I'm done, you guys will have a better idea of if this is a good option for you if you're thinking about getting an e-bike someday. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, my name is Russ, this is 51 Drones. Yes, I know this is not a drone, but like I said, I'm going to use this in a lot of my drone videos because I want to have something to practice the active tracking with. One of the coolest things to do with a drone is active tracking, and it's a lot more fun when you have something to ride. Now, when I picked up this bike at my post box, it was super heavy. When I walked in, they're like, you're probably going to need help getting that in the back of your pickup. I didn't, but it was pretty hard. With the box, this thing weighed 115 pounds, and I had no idea it was gonna be that much. So I finally got it home, I put it together in my driveway, which took a little over an hour. I think it was about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then it turns out that the box weighs 20 pounds. So as far as bikes go, as far as e-bikes go, this is maybe a little bit above average. It's about 92 pounds, but the weight was a little bit unexpected for me. Now, as far as the assembly, you need to attach the front wheel, the front fender, the handlebars, the pedals, and the light. And it wouldn't have taken me so long to do that, but there weren't any instructions in the box, so I pretty much just winged it. The removable battery is a 48 volt, 14 amp hour that Himiway says gives you about 45 miles of range, and it takes about 7 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. All right, so I just got back from a ride. I wanted to see how far I could go using just the throttle, not using pedal assist at all. I went to the farmer's market, I got some vegetables, I came back home, I had about 1/4 of a battery. I drove it around the neighborhood a little bit and I brought it down to 0, and I got 26.5 miles using just the throttle. So I thought that was pretty good. You know, they advertise 45 miles of range, but that's if you're using pedal assist. And I really have a hard time believing that you're gonna get 45 miles out of this, even if you do use pedal assist. Like maybe if you had it on level 1 or even 2, and you pedaled like most of the time, you might get 45 miles out of it, but I thought 26.5 was pretty good using just the throttle. Now, the other thing for charging time, yesterday I charged it up. It had 1 bar left on the screen when it comes to the battery, and I charged it all the way up to 100%, and it took about 7 hours. So it wasn't quite all the way down to 0 when I started charging it. So it probably takes a little bit less than 7 hours to charge it from 0 all the way up to 100%. The tires are awesome. They're 20 inches by 4 with aggressive treads. And that's what really attracted me to this bike, because I not only want to ride this in the summertime, but I also want to ride it in the winter through the snow. The bike is propelled by a single hub 750 watt motor, and the fastest that I've gotten it up to on a level road is 22 miles per hour. And I think it can go faster than that, but they have it governed to 22 miles per hour, which for me is plenty fast. I really have no need to go faster than that. And for a single hub motor, 22 miles per hour is pretty good. The payload capacity on this bike is 330 pounds, so it has plenty of beefiness to handle the heaviest loads. The Shimano shifter has 7 speeds, which you can increase with the thumb lever and a button click to shift down, and it does shift quite smoothly. The throttle is kind of in an odd location. It's on the inside of the right grip. It definitely takes some getting used to, especially if you have ever driven a motorcycle or anything like that. And if you aren't using the pedal assist, you can use that throttle to just ride it like a moped. So in future designs, I would suggest maybe a full handle throttle, or even better would be like a thumb throttle, like you see on an ATV or a snowmobile. I just think that would be more comfortable over the long run. The responsiveness of the pedal assist and the throttle are very tight, and they're almost too quick, because there was a few times when I inadvertently hit the throttle when I'm sitting on it, not realizing that I had the motor turned on. So I've learned to always keep it at 0 when I get off, just to make sure that I don't run it into something as I grab the handlebar. Now I should mention also that the speed parameters can be adjusted with the controller. I had to do a YouTube search to figure out how to do that. I will put a link to the video that I used to figure it out in the video description down below. So I wanted to see how this bike performed in some rough conditions. So what I did is I rode it over to a construction site, which I thought would be the perfect environment to put the Escape to an off-road test. The Himiway performed surprisingly well on the rough spots. The knobby tires ripped through the dirt ridges, and it had plenty of power to get up the smaller hills. It did struggle on the bigger inclines, which is not surprising considering it does weigh 92 pounds. And then I'm adding another 200 pounds to that. I also tested the brakes here by cranking on them really hard, and they worked perfectly fine. Then after tearing around the dirt tracks for a while, I decided to load it up in the back of the pickup, and I drove it out to a local bike/hiking trail that has a variety of trails. I wanted to see how the Himiway performed in a variety of conditions like gravel, grassland, dirt, mud, and rough trails. I spent over an hour riding around everywhere that I could, and every road that I took with the Himiway was easy. I had so much fun. I had not had that much fun in a long time. And a lot of people that I saw commented on how much they like the look of the bike. It's a really unique design. So what do I like and not like about the Himiway Escape? Well, let's start with the negatives first. First of all, I do not like that the seat is not adjustable. It's fixed. It's fine for when you're just riding it like a moped, but when you want to pedal, for anyone that's taller than about 5'10" or 11, it's not very comfortable on a long ride. Secondly, I don't like how as the battery gets lower, the power level decreases. So when I'm at 100% battery going up this hill in my backyard, I can get it up to about 12 miles per hour. But when the battery gets down to about 50%, the maximum speed that I can get up that hill is about 6 miles per hour. Now, as I understand, this is a very common occurrence with e-bikes, but I wonder if other e-bikes have the same level of power decrease. Since this is my first one, I really have no way to compare. And lastly, I don't like the headlight that comes with this bicycle. It's a very narrow light that doesn't really help you ride at night at all. It's like a spotlight, and it doesn't spread out at all. It's good so others will notice you if you're riding towards them, but it just isn't wide or bright enough to provide vision for you when you're riding it. Now, what do I like about this e-bike? Well, even though that seat is not adjustable, it is very, very comfortable to sit on. That paired along with the shock absorbers make this bike very pleasant to ride. Next, I love how this bike looks. It has great style and design, and everywhere that I go, there's someone that comments on how cool it looks. One other thing I forgot to mention here about one of my favorite things about this bike, I can't believe I forgot to, is that it's a pass-through bike. So like when you get on, passing through to get on, passing through to get off. Like I didn't realize how awesome that was going to be. When I first got the bike, I was constantly swinging my leg, you know, around the backside like this, just forgetting that it was a pass-through. And that's so convenient. It's so easy to get off and get on. And so that is another one of my favorite things about this bike. Lastly, I truly enjoy the off-road capabilities. That is the best thing about this bike. I wanted something that I could ride all year round, and I can't wait to try this out in the snow real soon. It's super fun to ride on the trails, and I feel very confident riding it down even the roughest terrain. And a bonus positive, everything on this bike except for that light is constructed of high quality materials, and it seems to be carefully crafted together. The Himiway Escape e-bike is a fairly priced moped style off-road bike that I think most first-time buyers would enjoy. It's not for people that want to strictly cruise down the streets or the highways. It can certainly do that, but it's really meant for riding in more dynamic conditions. For myself, it's the perfect solution as a ride-on device to test the tracking of my drones. So like I said, you're gonna see this in a lot of my future drone videos. If you do have any questions about the Himiway Escape, let me know down in the comments. And now for the giveaway. Okay, so now it's time to tell you about the giveaway. I'm gonna give something away to one of you guys. I'm gonna give away a DJI OM5, and it's actually really easy to be eligible to get this. You just have to be a subscriber to the channel. You have to click on that like button, and then I want you to comment down below, and you can comment anything that you like. 48 hours after this video goes live, I'm gonna go through the comments. I'm gonna use a random comment picker. I'm gonna pick one of those comments. I'll reply to your comment come back and check your comment to see if I did, and I'll tell you that you won, and then I'll get in touch with you and I'll get your contact information, and I'll ship a brand new DJI OM5 smartphone gimbal. If you want to see a full review on this, go ahead and click. I'll put it right up here. I'll also put it down in the video description. Awesome little smartphone gimbal. It's about $150 value, so it's a great prize. You guys, let me know also in the comments. This is what I want you to comment. I know this is kind of a little bit out of my normal review. You know, it's not a power station, it's not a drone, it's not an action camera or a gimbal or anything like that. It's something totally new. So I hesitated whether to do this or not, but the truth is, you guys, I really love reviewing tech. Like, I love reviewing electric things, like powered things, things with wheels, things with cameras, things with drones. Like, I like doing all that stuff. So I'm not gonna do this a lot, but every once in a while, I'm gonna do a review that maybe just stepping out a little bit out of my lane. And one promise that I'm gonna make you right now, if I do that, if I do a review that isn't typically one of my videos, I'm always gonna give something away. Okay, so to reward you guys for sticking around and watching those videos that you normally wouldn't subscribe to this channel for, I'm gonna give something away, and it's probably gonna be something good. So, like the OM5. So just so you know, if something comes up on your notification list and it's not something that you're interested in, you might want to watch it anyway, because I'll give away something cool. So yes, I know it's a bribe, but I just love reviewing stuff, and I want to encourage you guys to come back and see how I review things, and I want you to critique me. I want you to tell me in the comments, hey, you know, you could have done this better, or I didn't like the way that you did that. I honestly want to know your opinion, and I'll take any constructive criticism. So I really enjoyed this bike. I really enjoyed doing this review. So thank you so much for sticking around and watching the entire video. Click on that thumbs up button. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.